A quick tip if you're ever going to be droning on a Navy ship. Remember, the thing's made of metal, so you want to calibrate your compass before you board the ship. Otherwise, you'll be hosed. Yeah. Hey everybody, we're aboard the Navy's one and only still operational LST-325 on the deck. We've got an audience. Say hi everybody.
Hi.
We got clearance, we got permission, and away we go. You're my spotter. Am I good to go straight up? All right. All right, I'll go straight up so you can get a shot of the entire ship and where we are. You can see LST-325, the helipad. If you're curious about the ship and want to know more, there's links in the description. And there's a lot to learn about this ship. It has a fascinating history. The LST-325 is docked in beautiful McGregor Park here in Clarksville, Tennessee. They got the front doors open. It's about 30 minutes before they let everyone come aboard and check it out.
Hello, Ken.
This is John Talent, and you are the president of the ship.
I'm the president of the USS LST Ship Memorial, which owns the LST-325.
Okay.
I also have the privilege of serving as deck officer on the 325.
All right, and what are among your favorite duties aboard the ship?
My absolute favorite duty is going on a tour like this and stopping in a port city and seeing as many as 4,000 people a day that are just good, decent, honest, hard-working Americans. If you watch the news on television, you'd think we're going to hell in a handbasket. We're not. There's a lot of decent folks out here.
And the kids, they're really interested.
Oh man, I love standing back there where they go up on the gun deck and they come around that corner and their eyes get big as saucers.
And you can actually fire the guns with propane, is that right?
That's correct. We've got several of them set up where we can fire with propane.
Will you fire the gun for us? Please? Is that a possibility?
I don't know if we can get the captain broken loose to do that or not. They do They do it about every hour.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, we'll try to get some footage of that for you. A quick back history of how this arrived here. A group of veterans got together in their own time and their own money and went and fetched it from Greece, is that right?
That's correct. A lot of amphibious sailors, or at least 100,000 men that served on these ships in World War II, and then again in Korea and Vietnam, which is where I served, felt like we've got aircraft carriers, we got battleships, we got destroyers. We need something that's dedicated to the memory of the LST and amphibious sailors.
And it's not as glamorous as a battleship, but is equally, if not more, important to the war effort, is it not?
One of the overarching questions that continually molded planning in World War II was, do we have enough LSTs? Because these ships were absolutely vital to get the beans, bullets, Band-Aids, tanks, trucks, whatever, to an enemy beachhead. Every major port on the continent and the European theater and also in the Pacific theater was fully occupied by the enemy, so the Chamber of Commerce wasn't going to send out the welcome wagon. they had to land over a beachhead. And these ships were, among other landing craft that were built, these were the largest built to get the biggest amount of the essential equipment on shore to support the troops. So if you think of the people that were on the front line in the foxhole or behind an artillery piece or whatever, that was like the point of the spear.
Right.
This ship was like the shaft that sent that point forward.
And how many of them were built?
1,051 during World War II.
And how many of them are still seaworthy?
One.
And we're standing on it?
We're standing on it. As far as we know, this is the only fully operational in its World War II configuration LST anywhere in the world.
What does the Navy use now to transport things?
They use landing ship, typically a landing ship dock, where they have, instead of a tank deck, they have a huge well deck where they can submerge the ship with ballast and float out a lot of smaller craft a lot faster than what we did in World War II. And they're a lot more flexible. The ships themselves are fast enough to keep up with a battle fleet, and the units they carry are much more versatile in getting on a beach. As you might imagine, not every beach is created the same.
Right.
And that created a lot of problems in World War II, especially where they didn't have good hydrography to know exactly what the conditions were. They run, I don't know if you've ever gone swimming in the ocean, but typically you walk out and you get up to here,
yeah,
then all of a sudden the water starts getting shallow again. You've got an offshore bar,
right,
where your waves recede. Well, they'd hit that offshore bar and think, okay, we're ashore. And they drop the ramp and you drive off with a truck, and all of a sudden the truck's underwater. And it was just a very difficult way to do it. They've developed a lot better ways of doing that and a lot better technology for that same form of amphibious warfare.
This is a floating museum. You guys are operational what parts of the year?
We have work weeks in the spring and in the fall, both to get the ship in condition for the cruise and get the ship in condition for wintering over. And then we typically, in late August, early September, go on about a 3-week cruise to at least 2 different venue cities and open for tours. That's how we support this operation. The American people are supporting us, not through tax dollars, but through their willing donations and willingness to pay admission.
And if people would like to make a donation, they can go to your website?
They absolutely can, and we'd be tickled to hear from them.
And the website is on the screen right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually right over your face.
Okay.
Yeah. I will remove that from your face. There, okay, good.
That's better than the Postal Service having my picture up somewhere.
Right. So when are you guys leaving here, Clarksville?
We'll leave here this is Saturday. Today's Saturday. We're leaving a week from today, early in the morning.
Okay, and can I come back and sit on the captain's lap and steer it?
I think probably the answer is no.
Rats. Well, thank you very much for talking with us.
All right, Ken. Appreciate the opportunity.
Okay.
Ken, how do you like your M&Ms?
My M&Ms?
Yes.
Plain. Where are you going? Where are you going, buddy? Now, if you remember last time, I did a pass over the deck when there was a group of veterans and ship people. What do you call it? Crew. And I'll show that to you now. You can see here. Yeah, nice, smooth. I had to go under the wire. And we're gonna wait for these people to go by and then go ahead and land on the helipad. All right, coming in for a landing here on the LST-325 on the helipad. Coming straight down. There's a string of lights that go from the upper superstructure down to the guns. Trying to avoid that. This time I'm not going to hand catch, I'm going to land it right on the deck, just so that I can say I did. Goggles off. Coming in for a landing. All right. This is one of the propellers, or screws as they call it, from the ship, and it makes a bell sound. It's kind of cool. And it also hurts your knuckles when you do that. Hey Brent,
Hey,
I appreciate you hanging out with me today.
oh, it's been fun, Ken.
Do I look all right? Do I have a fever? I'm feeling a little confused. A little kid. You see, because